In this video, I'd like to go over the ISM paper that's due November 17. So for this project, each student should prepare a paper, and that paper should be no more than 10 pages long. That's double-spaced, APA formatted, obviously typed. And with APA, that means you should have a cover page and you should have references. The cover page does not count towards that 10 pages, but the reference page does, or pages. What I would like for you to do in this document is to ask a why question involving some aspect of race, class, gender, sexual orientation, language and ethnicity, and or ability that you genuinely do not understand and that connects to your classroom practice. This cannot be connected to family engagement because we are already doing a research paper on that. Okay, so it should be something else. And two, again, the spirit of this is to take this opportunity to answer a question about education, about your classroom, about students in your classroom, instruction with those students that you've always wanted an answer to, but just have not had the time to dig into the research to get an answer to that question. Under number 2, it says you should attempt to understand the question from the perspective of the oppressed group. I'll just leave that. If you have questions, you can ask me. If that's not clear to you, please just, and I'll leave that for the rest of them as well. If that's not clear to you, then please send me an email or a text message or call me about that. Okay, number 3, the paper should begin with a discussion of why your question was chosen. So what prompted this question? 4, the majority or the middle part of this paper is going to synthesize and summarize the research that you've done on this particular issue. And the number 5, the argument should be created in such a way that it is informative and is useful for you as a classroom teacher. Okay, so take the theoretical and interpret it into the pragmatic and the practical, so it's useful for your practice. Number 6, the paper should conclude with a discussion of how you can address this why question in your classroom, including descriptions of culturally responsive instruction strategies, which we will talk about later in the semester. No less than 10 sources should be used. Okay, these should be scholarly articles, practitioner journals. They should not be websites or blogs or that type of resource. Number 8, summarize your findings by preparing a one-page document that you're going to share with your classroom, with your classmates, with your colleagues. In the past, obviously, when this was a face-to-face course, we would do presentations the last day or two with a large group like this, and you would hand that out, that summary. And then what you're going to do is you're going to create, I have PowerPoint listed here. It doesn't have to be a PowerPoint. There's other tools you could use for this, Screencastify, Screencast-O-Matic, other resources that you can use to record yourself presenting your findings. PowerPoint's just a very easy one. Google Slides will do this too, but I'll just tell you right up front, it is not as easy to, the final product, students have had a lot of problems, and I've had a lot of problems watching Google Slides with voiceovers. PowerPoint's very easy to do, but you're going to have a presentation. If you scroll down, you will see that I have a pretty lengthy rubric for this. And if you get down here to the bottom, it tells you about the presentation. It says that this is going to be a 5 to 10 minute presentation that you will put together. Okay. In addition to this Word document that goes over this assignment in great detail, I also have 3 examples at the top of the Moodle page that you can use to sort of inform you as you work on this project. Okay, later in the semester, I will have a class time. Since we're kind of scattered, I'll offer several times that you can meet with me, or I'll find a time that would work for all time zones best I can. Because we have one student who's I think 5 hours off. For the best of our ability, I'll try to find a time zone where we can all meet and you can ask questions about this assignment. Okay. So that's the ISM paper. Again, if you have any questions, don't ever hesitate to email, text me, or call me.